Okay, so find yourself in a tall feeling supported seat. Doesn't matter what it looks like. You can have your legs in whatever position feels like pretty comfortable. That doesn't mean pain free. Okay, I recognize that, especially if the low back is feeling tender or tight. So, if you're on a chair, consider uncrossing at the ankles or the knees and pressing your feet into the ground underneath you. If it helps you to feel more supported, you might take your feet wider than your knees so that you have a bigger base, like a pyramid. Same if you're on the floor. So that's why you see a lot of traditional seated postures as cross-legged, because one point is the buttocks, and then the other 2 points of the triangle would be the knees to create the most stability and support in your body. But you also want to consider your pelvis. In order to create relaxation in the low spine and the belly, you need to have a tall spine. As soon as you start arcing, and we call it slouching, then the head comes forward and everything gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and then you're like stuck like that, right? And it creates a lot more effort in the spinal muscles. So roll your shoulders down away from your ears and try to keep them down and back like they're stacked on top of your hips. That way, the curvy spine can hold the weight of the head as it's evenly distributed through with as little effort as possible. If you're sitting on the floor and you feel like your tail is tucking under you, or you feel like if your pelvis was a bowl, the water is spilling out of the back, then I would highly encourage you to take a block or even two. I put them next to each other like a little platform, and then place those under your buttocks so that you can find a place where you feel taller. So take a second now to adjust and do what you have to do and come into something that feels pretty still. Legs can be long or crossed. So shoulders stay down and away, elbows stay bent, hands stay resting on the body. If you're feeling like you don't want to be receptive or open, or if you're feeling like you need to calm down, then palms facing down might be a really good option. That could be on your legs or one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, so you can feel your breath. If you do want to feel more active and awake and receptive, then you might choose palms facing up. And then, of course, there's the balance of the two, one of each. Who doesn't want to be perfectly balanced? Eyes go forward and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and back like you're pressing your head into a wall behind you. That might already create a feeling or a sensation of stretching in the mid or upper back. That's normal. Good. And then lock your attention on something ahead of you and soften the muscles around your sensory organs like your eyes and your mouth and your ears and your nose. Your vision might go blurry. You could you could close your eyes halfway or all the way, and you can always change your mind about that too. Good. So take a second now that you're positioned to mentally separate yourself from what you were doing and come fully now into what you are doing. Notice distractions for what they are. That might be something in the room, like a noise, or something in your body or mind, like a distraction. Continuously notice these throughout the rest of the day, and bringing your attention as often and as frequently as possible back to your body and your breath. Good. Start to ground and center yourself by using the senses. So start with what you see. Notice generalities like shapes and colors. Notice the sources of lights and shadows in your field of vision. Even if your eyes are shut, notice the flickers of light. Notice the doors and the windows in the space. Remind yourself all the doors and windows are locked from the inside. Notice where the other people or objects are in relation to your body. Notice all the noises in the space besides my voice. Notice your own personal bubble of space. Use your spidey senses, get a sense of what's immediately behind you and to the sides of your body and in front of your body. Notice where air touches your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin. Keep noticing distractions. Keep anchoring yourself, using your body and your breath as a vehicle for your attention today. Notice your body pressing down into your seat. You might physically push a little bit now into your feet or your buttocks or whatever is touching down. Notice your spine. See if your position changed and if you'd be more comfortable restacking yourself in a taller feeling. And then let your awareness settle on your breath. We focus on the breath in yoga because you can't breathe in the past or the future. You can only breathe right now. So without changing it, notice what it feels like to breathe. Notice where you feel it the most. Notice where your breath is moving your body. That might feel really subtle, or it might feel pretty big, rocking forward and back, or like an expansion feeling from the center outwards, and then like a balloon deflating, everything coming back to the center as you exhale. And then if you wish, you can start to engage with your breathing more intentionally. Start drawing in your inhales a little lower and deeper into your belly than you normally do. Really allow the belly to soften and expand, almost like your lungs go into the belly. And then as you exhale, let that balloon deflate, everything coming back to the center, belly receding back towards the spine. Preferably in and out of your nose, continue. If you're stuffy or that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. You might pretend you're fogging a mirror or blowing out of a straw to help slow the air down as you're exhaling. Keep noticing distractions. Sounds and judgments and thoughts are going to keep popping into your head. That's a brain just doing what a brain is designed to do. Just acknowledge that it's happened and then bring attention back to your breath. You'll do it 1,000 times in the next hour. That's normal. Good. Softer face, heavier shoulders, heavier in your seat, pressing down and reaching up. Keep breathing. Yes. Good. Don't worry about controlling it or fixing it. There's nothing to do. Just breathe. One or two more like that. Come back to your natural passive breath. Notice anything left over so far. Notice the shesha. Next time you breathe in, open your eyes if they were closed. You can notice the room around you again. You can move your body again. The lights might look different, even if they haven't really changed. You might just perceive them differently, and that's normal. So it's okay if you want to look around and just be more alert and awake now. Okay, so if you're going to move, great, we're about to start. If you ever don't want to do anything that I'm saying, remember that that's always an option, just like showing up, and you already did that. So here we go. Lots of suggestions for the next couple minutes, okay? Uncross your legs if you're on the floor. If you're on the chair and you need to readjust your feet, that's fine. Let the legs go out ahead of you. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the hands and fingers. Just start to bring sensation and movement into these parts of your body so you can notice. You might flex the ankles and the wrists at the same time, and then extend and point through the fingers and the toes. Go back and forth a few times. Keep softening your face. Keep the shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep breathing. Good. And then legs your choice. Find yourself in a tall spine still. Inhale, reach up through the crown of your head. Really tuck your chin. One at a time, swim your shoulders back down closer together on the back. You might exaggerate it a little bit by pulling the heart forward and pulling the chin down and back like you're pressing your head into a wall behind you. Press down into what's touching down. Pull in and up on your pelvis and your belly organs, but still allow the diaphragm to move up and down as you're breathing. Good. Inhale, get taller through the crown of your head, as tall as you can make your spine. Exhale, let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. Stay. So there's lots of options. You could be still. You could turn your nose down towards your shoulder or the floor. You could reach your left arm out with the elbow bent or straight, palm up or down. Find something interesting. Stay for a breath. And then inhale yourself back to the center. Follow your own cadence. Exhale to the other side. Try the same thing that you did on the other side here, but don't force it to be identical. Keep breathing and remind yourself, no two bodies the same, no two sides of one body the same. We're not going for perfection here. We're just doing the same practice on each side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, look to the right. So turn your whole face towards the right side of the room. Still bring your chin down and back. Notice any sensation through the upper or middle back as you engage in that way. It might change your range of motion as you draw circles with your nose. Those could be really tiny. They could be really big. Just move slow and mindful, whatever you choose. Go one direction a few times. And when it feels sufficient, you could pause and go the other direction too. Inhale yourself through the center and exhale other side. Do what you did on the other side. Notice, breathe. And now's a good time to switch directions if you're drawing. Good. Inhale yourself back through the center, look straight ahead. Super tall spine, pelvis in and up, belly in and up, and draw your chin down towards your chest. You might feel a lot. You might really actively pinch your shoulders behind you, even if it means you have to readjust your arm position. You might scrape your chin to one side and then the other, or you might be still, but keep breathing. Notice the difference between the two sides. And back to the center when you've done the same-ish amount of passes to each side. Inhale yourself back to a tall spine. Place your fingertips on the back of your skull and slide your thumbs up to the occipital ridge where you kind of can cradle the very bottom of your skull where it meets the top of your neck. Good. Interlace your fingers if they work that way and draw your elbows together as close as they can. They might even touch in some bodies. Stay super tall. Inhale, open the elbows and let your eyes and eyebrows lift up. You might look up. Let the weight of your head be cradled by your hands. Squeeze your shoulders together. Pull the elbows apart. Good. Inhale wider. Exhale, turtle shape. Really, really round. Pull the elbows together and round the shoulders and the top of the spine. Pull the belly in. Back and forth now. Inhaling open and exhaling to close. Inhale yourself all the way back to center. Let your arms come out of your shoulders and reach out to the sides of your body. Really squeeze the fingertips together and pull the arms apart. Remind yourself here that the arms are only attached to the skeleton at the clavicle, not at the shoulder girdle. So reach as if they're reaching out of the center of your chest, not just out of where you think they attach. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's okay. You don't have to feel it, just notice. Okay, identify your right arm. Give it a wiggle if you wish. And then mindful of your neighbor, inhale, bring your arm either out to the side to shoulder height, or if your arm is okay with lifting up, you could bring it up above head. Now you could not work very hard. You could bend your elbow, bend your wrist, bend your fingers, or you could work really hard. Squeeze the fingertips together, straighten the arm like a bayonet, and squeeze the bicep into the ear. Don't push the head over. Keep your head on top of your spine. Good. Pull the hands apart from each other from the center of the chest, chin down and back. Softer face. Inhale, reach apart. Exhale, lean over as much as you wish towards the left. Let your fingertips touch down first. Somebody's put the palm down. Somebody's bend their elbow. As long as you keep both hips on the ground, you can reach over as far as you wish. Make a really big, like C shape, a big curve in the side of your rib cage. Like if you were to breathe in bigger, it would make it almost uncomfortable and expand the ribs apart. Keep breathing. Back out if you need to, or go deeper if you need to. Look down towards the floor if you wish. Some bodies can stay. Some bodies might want to reach at a diagonal over towards the front corner of the space. Notice what that does for the mid and low back. Stay. Inhale back over to the side and all the way up through the center. Reach, and then exhale. Let the arm come down. Stay for a breath or two. Notice what's left over. You might get a lot of that whooshing feeling. You might get burning or tingling or coldness. That's all normal. And then we'll do the other side. So identify the arm first. You might give it a wiggle. You might just imagine it in your mind, or you might sense it with your awareness. They're all different. Notice which one your brain defaults to. And then decide if you want to bring your arm out to the side or up overhead, if you want to bend everything and be more passive and soft, or if you really want to reach and challenge yourself today. Push down into the ground and lift up from the waist up. Let your shoulder girdle lift up towards your earlobe like you want to touch it, and then squeeze the bicep in towards the ear if you're working hard. Pull the arms apart from the center of the chest. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale, lean over to any degree. Fingertips touch down first, maybe the whole palm. Some bodies reach more far away. They might bend their elbow. Keep pushing your hips down into your seat and reaching up. You can take the arm out of the equation and still get a lot out of this. So put the arm behind your back if you wish, still looking for a huge C shape, a huge curve in the side of your belly. Keep breathing. Maybe you look down towards the floor. Maybe you reach the fingertips or the shoulder over towards the diagonal, towards the front opposite corner of the room. Notice where that moves, the sensation, or how it changes it. Good. Inhale over to the side first and then all the way back to the center. Exhale, lower your arm down. Notice what's left over. Let everything come back to neutral. Take a really big breath. Fill yourself up from the bottom to the top like a glass of water and exhale top to bottom. Good. Okay, let's do a twist also. So two different ways to twist. You could do a closed twist or an open twist. That closed as in like you're creating less space. Okay, open like you're creating more space. So you can decide or you can try both. Come to the front of your, oh yeah, that's fine. Come to the floor. Okay, we're all on the floor today. Oh boy, how exciting. Okay, everyone. No, this is good. It's just different. Left foot long, right knee bent. I like to hang on to my knee. It helps me feel taller. If you have the abs to just hold yourself here, I'm happy for you. But hang on, probably hang on to your knee if you're anything like me. Okay, push into the floor with your feet. Push down, even the leg that's long. Squeeze your belly organs in and up. Squeeze your shoulders back behind you more. You can let your hands pull yourself forward so you feel taller. Chin down and back. Okay, this is a lot right here. We're going to twist from here. So if you want to do a closed twist, you take your left hand to pull on your right knee. So opposite sides are touching. This is a bind. You might stop here. You might release your right hand and place it somewhere off to the side or behind you. You might start squeezing through the abdomen and turning your chest towards your bent knee, but I want you to notice what your head is doing in space, opposite side. Yes. So stay super tall, push through your long leg like you're taking a step. Push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. Good. And then you might move your arm for support. You can press into it, but I want you to stay long. Chin down and back. If it's comfortable, you could look over your back shoulder, only if your neck has nothing to say about that. That's a closed twist. If you want to try an open one, inhale yourself back to the center and switch hands, gripping the knee. So same side. And then take your left hand to the side or behind you. And again, to any extent, you could pull yourself and twist yourself away from the leg. Yes. Maybe you look back over the left shoulder. Good. Keep pressing through the long leg. Push through the heel. Pull your toes back towards your body. Yes, you can bend your knee as much as you need. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale yourself all the way back to the center. Elongate both legs. Hands behind you. Lazy teenager pose, my favorite. Swish your knees, bump your legs. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Left knee is going to bend, put your foot on the floor. Some bodies, like I know in the pictures, it's always like perfectly aligned and it's like super, super tight and everything's perfect. Okay, the foot can come like way further away from your body and like out to the side too. That might make you feel more secure. I always think about like the base of a pyramid. The bigger the base is, the more balance and support you're going to have. Okay, so let the foot be where you still feel tall and like you're not just totally grunting through it. Grab onto your knee, push through your long leg, push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. In my body, that like lifts my foot up off the floor. That's okay. It doesn't have to stay pushing down. Just keep reaching through. Good. Okay, belly in and up for support. Use your hands, but don't let go of the support in the low spine. Keep pulling your belly organs in and up, soft face, and try the closed twist. So right hand to left knee. If you're flexible or it's accessible, you might like hook your fingers in the crease of the knee. That's what I do. And then I have to grip less. So especially if you have like less grippy strength in the actual muscles of the hands, you might try that. Okay, so now you're binding. Good. Inhale for more length. Exhale to twist to any degree more towards the knee. You can put your left hand behind you on the floor, fingertips or palms down. You can press into that hand so you feel longer and taller, but don't lose the strength through the long leg. Don't lose pulling in and up on the belly. Maybe you look over your back shoulder and pull the twist into your neck as well. Let your hips come with you. They don't have to stay perfectly forward. Yes. Stay or try the open version. So if you're trying that, come back to the center, switch hands on your knee. And then your right hand comes like to the side or more behind you, still looking for length, still pulling your chin down and back, still pushing through your long leg, twist away from your bent knee. And or look over your back shoulder. If you have a lot of tension and or pain in the low spine, see if you can get your support hand further back behind you so you're leaning back more. Yeah, still looking for a long spine, just not forcing yourself to be upright so much. Awesome. Inhale all the way back to the center. Exhale, elongate both legs. Put your hands behind you, bump your knees, swish your feet. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Soft belly, soft face. Okay, one more seated and then we're gonna move to the back side. So take your feet together. That's gonna look really different, right? Like depending on your flexibility, yes, and the bone structure of your hips and whether or not you've had injuries and all kinds of other stuff, okay? So there's this idea, like in PT, I don't know what they told you, but was it like feet perfectly together and like as close to your body as you can and super, super tall? So they don't have to be as close as you think. This could be way more of a diamond shape, like a bigger base. The knees could be way high up. And if they're pretty high, you can use like the tall setting in the blocks to put underneath your knees. So you have more support underneath you. So gravity isn't torturing you. Okay. You could go to mama bear setting if your knees go further down. You could go to baby bear setting. You could do no blocks. I care not, but it's an option. Okay. But do please push your feet together, especially the pinky toe edge of your feet. Squeeze them together. You can grab onto your toes. Some people do like peace fingers where your flip-flops go. Some people grab onto ankles. Some people grab onto knees, but just make yourself feel tall. And you can pull with your hands, but again, don't lose the support in the pelvis and the low belly. Keep pulling everything in and up. Soften your face, especially your jaw and your eyebrows. Look forward, chin down and back, and stay. See if you can pull your shoulders down and behind you more so you feel it more in your spine or the muscles around the spine. Good. Stay or practice a forward fold. You can do that with a long spine or rounded. If you're going long spine, imagine chin and chest are pulling forward. If you're doing round spine, imagine the top of your head touches between your feet. Okay? Really, really round like a turtle. Both are beneficial. You're going to get into different parts of the low and mid back and the hips and the buttocks and the hamstring, right? So just don't force it, but experiment a little here. See what happens when you pull yourself forward with a strong, long spine. Pull your belly in and up even more. See if that changes things. Soften your face, chin down and back. If you're pulling yourself forward and you go pretty far forward, remember you should pull your elbows out to the side, not straight back, and it will give your belly more space. If you're rounding, let the big toes come apart so you're not pushing them together anymore. And then again, elbows out and really, really round shape. You can pull with your hands, but don't force it. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. It will not help. See if you can breathe even bigger into the back of your body. It might even lift you up out of the posture a little bit because you're breathing so big. That's okay. Ride the wave. Last breath here, whatever you chose. And then inhale yourself to look forward first and walk yourself back up to a tall spine. Close your legs like a book, one hand on each knee, and then elongate the feet again. Hands behind you, bump the knees, swish the feet. Good. Rest for a second. Just notice what's left over. Are there any sensations moving or changing in the body? Does your breath feel different? Maybe the way you're thinking. That posture in particular, there's a lot of bullshit, right? There's a lot of like, I should be able to do this. And just notice if that's in your head too. Like there's no should, there's no goal. It's just process. Okay, with or without the support of your hands, lower yourself down to the ground. If you're doing it with support, maybe walk yourself nice and slow. If you're doing it without support, long spine, arms out ahead of you maybe, and then one vertebrae at a time, lower yourself down until you touch all the way down. Take your time. When you're down there, be down there. Soften your belly. Press into your feet, lift your hips a little bit, shake it out, and then press your hips back down into the ground. Do the same thing with the shoulders. Lift them up, shimmy, shimmy, down away from the ears, and place your shoulders back down. You might even take your head into your hands, cradle the weight of your head, lift your head up a little bit of side to side, and then lay it back down. You should be in pretty close to anatomic neutral. Let the weight of the floor hold you. See if you can get heavier where you are touching down. That's called relaxing. Notice if the act of relaxing is really uncomfortable for you for a physical or mental reason. That is also okay. It's just something to notice. Notice if staying in stillness and silence is uncomfortable too. Just be aware. Good. Okay. Press your low back into the floor. So you might act like you're reaching your tail away from your head. And then lift your shins so they are parallel with the ground. So you look like you're sitting in a chair, but on your back. You can point your toes, you can flex your feet, whatever helps you feel stronger here, but really pull your belly button in and push your low back down. So already you should be noticing work of some kind. Notice where you feel it the most. Stay broad across the collarbones and push your shoulders down into the ground. Push the heels of your hands into the tops of your thighs. 1 to 5 pounds of pressure. Push your hands into your legs, pull your legs into your hands. Stay, breathe. Soften your face. Low back presses down. Press more into the right hand. Release that, push more into the left hand. Release that, pull both knees in harder. Soft face, keep breathing. And then equal pressure, right and left side, hands and legs. Good. Release that. Pull your knees in towards your body for a hug and grab onto your pants or your knees. And you can rock side to side, front to back, anything that feels good or interesting. Soft belly, soft face. Breathe. Grab a block, please. And place the block between the fleshy part of the low thighs. So not in the sides of the kneecap. It's, yes, good. You could do the narrowest setting, or most people I think do the medium, but it's up to you. Whatever feels kind of neutral in your pelvis. You want to feel like your knees are coming out away from your hips in a kind of neutral way. Good. And then same feeling. So your back is pressing down into the ground. Your shins are parallel with the floor. I like to push through the heels of my feet and pull my toes back towards my body. Good. Squeeze in on the block. Rest your hands on the floor next to your hips. And just stay. Keep pulling in on both legs. Keep pulling in and up on the belly and the pelvis. Keep relaxing your face. Relax your jaw. Consciously relax the muscles on the side of your neck and the tops of your shoulders too. One more breath. And then carefully put your feet back on the floor and release the block. You can set it off to the side. Take a really big breath. Fill yourself up from the bottom to the top and empty top to bottom. Notice what's left over. Grab your strap, please. Find the middle-ish. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I like to just lay it across my belly so I know where it is. Take your right knee back for a hug. Use your strap on the top of your shin or knee, or you can grab your pants. Some bodies interlace their fingers on the top of their legs so they can use their arms. But wherever you made contact, wherever you're binding, pull. Shoulders are down on the floor, hips are down, head is down, broad across the front, squeezing in to create pressure. And remember, if it feels like you don't have enough space or you can't breathe right, or if you just ate, it might feel way more comfortable pulling the knee out towards the armpit instead. In some lineages, that's actually I'm putting it in quotes, proper alignment. So just find the one that feels more natural to you. When you're doing this at home, this is called wind removing pose. Do with that what you will. If you fart, that is normal. We are stimulating digestion here, not just stretching and strengthening the body. Good. And then take the middle-ish of your strap and put it under the ball of your right foot. Now, remember, I want you to be kind of picky. I don't want you to be pulling on the pads of your toes. I want the strap under the ball of the foot all the way across so you don't have any pressure on the actual toe joints. And then before you lengthen your leg, push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. Keep that strength and stability in the ankle to protect the knee. And then to any extent, start to elongate through the leg. That could be really, really straight. It could be really, really bent. If you want less sensation, bend the knee more or let the leg come away from the torso. If you want more sensation, straighten the leg more or pull the foot up closer to the torso. Hips are down, shoulders are down, head is down, soft neck, soft eyebrows, breath moving in and out. Find the spot where it's not everything and it's not nothing. It's something in between where you can still breathe and notice. Notice what happens when you push more into the joint under the big toe. Notice what happens when you push into the pinky toe edge more. And then push evenly between the pinky toe and big toe mounds and pull the toes apart from each other and back as far as you can. Whoa, keep breathing. Gather both sides of the strap just into your left hand, opposite hand. And take your foot to the left side like an inch, not a lot, just a little. Still plug your leg into your hip socket. Still pull your hip down towards the floor. Stay or elongate your left leg so it's out of your way, and then twist more. You could bring your foot as much over to the left as you want. See what happens when you try to keep both shoulders on the ground? You do have the option of reaching your right arm away. So now you're pulling apart between the right toes going to the left and the right fingers going to the right, pulling in opposite directions. See if you can feel a long line between your toes and your fingertips. If you have a sensitive neck, I recommend you keep your head on the ground and you look only up towards the sky in neutral. But if you wish, you could look at your right fingertips too. Head back to the center first. Belly in and up for support. Inhale, pull your leg all the way back up. Both hips on the ground. And then release the strap, but keep your foot where it is. As slowly as you can manage, the leg comes forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. Keep pushing through the heel. Keep relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Keep pressing the low belly down and the back into the floor. Take your time, but once your leg does touch down, release all the muscles in both legs all at the same time and notice what's left over. Be aware of the shesha. Breathe. It's normal for one leg to feel longer. It's normal to get needly or swooshing or throbbing, whatever you notice. Just observe how it changes or moves over time. Other side, bend both knees and bring your left knee back for a hug. Try what you did on the other side. Maybe it's straight back, maybe more out towards the armpit, but give it a really good squeeze here. Neck and shoulders are relaxing. Face is soft. Keep breathing. Breathe really big into your belly, like you're trying to push your leg away by expanding through the belly when you breathe in. Good. Get the strap under the ball of the left foot. You know the rules. Under the ball of the foot, not touching the toes themselves. Before you elongate through the leg, push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. And then to any extent, you can extend through the knee. Hamstrings are like very common injurious places, in my opinion, because ego comes into the equation really big here. There's nothing said about your character if your leg isn't straight. Nobody cares. So bend your knee more for less sensation. Straighten through the knee more for more sensation. Either way, the ankle is strong. The hip is glued down to the floor and your face is soft. Breath is moving in and out. If you cannot soften your face or breathe easily, you went too far. Find that gray zone where you can stay and observe for a few moments. A little shaking is okay. If you get some really big shake, maybe back out a little bit or bend the knee more. What happens when you push into the big toe mound? And the little toe mound? What happens when you press into both and pull the toes really far apart and back? Both sides of the strap, just in the right hand, opposite arm. And 1 inch, take your left foot to the right, across the midline of your body. Still plug your hip down into the floor. Stay or elongate the right leg so you can twist more. Let your leg come as far over to the right as it wants to. Still pushing through the heel, still pulling your toes back towards your body. What happens when you keep your shoulders both on the ground, even if it means you twist less? Maybe you elongate the left hand away. See if you can find that line of energy or sensation, or just imagine between the left toes and the left fingertips. If your neck has nothing to say about it, you could look at your fingers. Good choices. Last breath here. Bring your head back to the center first. Belly in and up for support. And then inhale your leg all the way back to the center. Release your strap. Keep your foot where it is. As strong and long as you can make this last. Inhale, forward and down, forward and down. Keep breathing in and out. And as carefully and slowly and gracefully as you can, let your foot come down to the floor. Really take your time. Just notice where it's difficult and see if you can slow down in that space, even a millisecond longer. When your leg does touch down, release all the muscles in the leg all at the same time. Make both legs look the same. Notice what's left over. Be aware of the shesha. Good. Last posture, both knees back for a hug. You could bring both of them back towards your belly or both of them out towards your armpits. Keep reaching the tail and the crown of the head away from each other. Press your shoulders into the ground, press your hips into the ground. See if you can get broader across the front of your chest. If you want to rock, you could. I like side to side. Some people like forward and back. If you're going forward and back, I might recommend tucking your tail, or excuse me, tucking your chin and reaching your forehead up towards your knees. You could stay here, or you could come into what's called happy baby pose. Let's close with a bind with the feet and the hands together. So whether or not you have already, separate your knees towards your armpits. Reach between your knees in the space you created towards your feet, and see if you can connect your hands to the pinky side of your feet. You might stay here. You might keep the knees back and press the feet up towards the sky. Use the strength of your hands to pull the feet down, elongate through the spine, soften your face, and breathe. like a baby. Look at all my babies. It's okay. It's not that serious. Don't worry if it's not comfortable or if it's not working for you. Yogi's choice, do what you wish. But if that feels interesting or even good, then stay for a couple breaths. You could rock here too. You don't have to be still. Last couple rounds of breath. See if you can soften into the pose. Some bodies might experiment with lengthening one leg at a time. Or both legs together. Bring your feet together. Release your bind. Put your feet back on the floor. If you have low back pain today, I recommend feet as wide as the mat with the knees in towards each other. Other option, though, is to lengthen through both of your legs. Hands are traditionally down by your sides with the palms facing up. But tradition be damned. If that's not comfortable, bend your elbows, put your hands on your body somewhere, especially if you're trying to be mindful and pay attention to your breathing. You might put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Release any effort you can. Smooth out your eyebrows one more time. Let the shoulders and the head be super heavy. Consciously relax the muscles in the sides of your neck. Release your belly. Don't control your breathing. Just let it be passive in and out. Even soften the bottoms of your feet. And stare ahead of yourself at something that's not moving where you can focus your gaze, or you might close your eyes halfway or all the way. You can always change your mind. Last few moments of class in stillness and symmetry are the most important. This is where your body reconnects everything. This is where it creates memories, muscle memories, and integrates all the practices you've just done. So for the last few moments, I'll guide you through a short guided body scan meditation as usual. But if you want to ignore me, you can. If you have a prayer or an affirmation, you can do that here. No one will know the difference, and I want you to pick what's best for you. But if you are going to follow along with me, bring attention just to the tips of your toes. Notice what's there or not there without forcing it or judging it. And then notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice the tops of your feet. Notice your ankles. Notice your lower legs. Notice your knees. Notice your upper legs. Notice your hips. Notice your buttocks. Notice your pelvis. Notice your belly. Notice your low back. Sides of your waist. Notice your upper back. Notice your chest. Notice your shoulders. Notice your upper arms. Notice your elbows. Notice your lower arms. Notice your wrists. palms of your hands, tops of your hands. Notice all of your fingertips, one at a time, and then all together. Notice front of your throat. Notice back of your neck, back of your head, top of your head. Notice your forehead. Notice your temples. Notice your ears. Notice your cheeks. Notice your jaw. Notice your chin. Notice your lips. Notice your teeth. Notice your tongue. Notice your nose. Notice your right eyelid. Notice your left eyelid. Notice your right eyebrow. Notice your left eyebrow. Notice the space between your eyebrows. Now that you've scanned your whole body one piece at a time, take a step back in your mind. Notice your whole system together as one big piece. Whole body together. Good. Notice anywhere your mind went. And then bring awareness back to your body on your mat. Just notice where you're touching down. Notice your breath without changing it. Carefully start to wiggle your fingers and your toes to let your body wake back up. If you want, you can turn that into something bigger. You could wiggle your whole hands and your feet. You could roll the wrists and the ankles, stretch or bend through the elbows and the knees. You could do none of that. That's also good yoga. Eventually, we'll meet in a seated position together. Really take your time to get there. And as usual, I'll give you that last offering to notice the way you would get up. Like, which direction would you go? How would you get there? And see if you can come up a different way or the opposite direction or something. And then find a tall spine again. So it doesn't matter what your legs look like. Find something that makes you feel long from your tail through the crown of your head. You might be like me and need to roll your shoulders one more time. Next time the shoulders are down, keep them down and let your gaze go forward and slightly down. I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with the thumbs touching the center of your chest. That's called Anjali Mudra. Or you could stack your hands. Whatever feels better or more natural to you is fine. And look down or bow down towards your heart in your hands. This motion is in gratitude of yourself. So give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up, We all know that's 90% of the work sometimes, and everything else was just practice. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, let your hands come down. Your eyes can flutter open and up. And class is over. Thank you.
Good one.
Great. Thanks. I think at the beginning I said, we're going to talk a lot about bandhas today. And then everyone said low back and it went out the door. But just remember, Pada Bandha, feet touching the floor, Hasta Bandha, hands touching something. If you do Pada Hastasana, that is hand to foot pose, right? And we've done that before. So maybe a yoga challenge or a journaling exercise today would be to like think about all the ways that your feet touch things and your hands touch things or each other during the day. And then report back to me when you figure out enlightenment or how that gets us there. Y'all have a good day. Yeah, we can do it next time. Absolutely.